unnamed, at this point, an unnamed weekly podcast for Welcome Back to Barely Functioning. That is our channel name. That is where you found us.
Hopefully.
That is what we are.
You're Will.
Oh,
I'm Jacob.
You know,
It's the first time you're seeing us.
yes.
Hopefully.
If this
If
video
it
doesn't
works.
suck. If this video works, you'll be seeing us. This will be our first video podcast. We know it doesn't look very interesting. We're still figuring out that front. But we're just going to see where this takes us.
I could go get a Batman statue and put it on the table.
Just to spice things up a bit?
Just to spice things up a bit.
Nah. Not worth it. We'll see my computer.
All right, next
instead.
time we'll have a bunch of little knickknacks of
Don't
mine.
make promises we can't keep, Jacob. What are you
I
thinking?
got a bunch of knickknacks upstairs that we can just lay across next time.
Okay, well, that's your responsibility now.
Exactly.
That-
They're just stored away in a box, so might as well use them for something.
And that ends my sorry excuse for an intro. I'm going to have to say, I'm even disappointed in myself right now.
It's okay.
Okay, well, Jacob found a headline to start the podcast to get the ball rolling. You want to...
Yeah. Top Gun joins the $1 billion box office club.
Which I'm surprised to hear by.
And it's a first for Tom Cruise.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, is that a surprise? 'Cause
A little bit. I mean, with his franchises,
I
I thought
mean,
Mission Impossible did well.
it did well, but it wasn't like $1 billion one.
Well, what's going on? What's up with the time we're living in that Top Gun Maverick is at the $1 billion mark? Like, that's kind of crazy to me. Because I've seen the
Yeah.
movie. You haven't.
I have not.
And then which is a shame because I think we might disagree on this because I know I'm in the minority. From what I've heard about this movie, I know everyone else loves this movie.
Everyone loves this movie.
Oh, they can't
It
stop.
was the internet sensation
They
for
would not
2
stop
weeks.
talking about this movie. Okay?
It actually was the internet sensation, I think, until Stranger Things Season 4 came out.
Probably, and
took over.
that makes it the first time I'm actually thankful for Stranger Things happening. Okay, because I saw this movie and I was hyped for it.
Mhm.
I love the first Top Gun. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite movies. I was looking forward to this one. The hype surrounding Top Gun Maverick, I couldn't believe what I was
It
hearing.
had a very good, like,
Buzz.
ad campaign.
It buzzed the tower, as they would say in the original Top. Dude, are you like? It was insane what I was hearing about it. The reviews were glowing, and
Yeah.
then also the
For a summer blockbuster movie.
yes, and the premieres. Okay, this is the thing, and this is when I started viewing it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was like a royal red carpet event that he had with the Prince and Princess of England. All
I
right.
did not know that happened.
Yes, it was a big deal. And then I heard they went to Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival.
Okay.
They premiered it there as well.
Yes.
Tom
I
Cruise
think I remember that.
Tom Cruise got the Palme d'Or, whatever that means. It's an award.
Didn't he get a 5-minute standing
A
ovation?
5-minute standing ovation. Okay, and I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure that like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, when it was at the Cannes Film Festival, got like a 7.
Why did that movie get a 7?
I don't know. It got a 7-minute standing ovation, which apparently I read an article. If anything's less than a 10-minute standing ovation, it's not much to write home about. Like once
Really?
once you break a 10-minute standing ovation at Cannes,
Hold on. There's people that are like, all right, this movie was good. We got to stand here for 10 minutes and just...
I couldn't believe it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Your hands would get raw at some point. It would
It just gets awkward at some point.
Oh, it does. It's great. Go on YouTube. If you go on the internet, you can see like this video camera guy just kind of killing the time for 10 minutes. And it was during Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he got so close to like Quentin Tarantino and all the actors. He was
Wait,
like
so
a
are
foot
they
away
clapping
from them.
too, or are they just like taking in the claps?
Until when they're shown, I think they take in the clap. But then
But
when they're not shown, they're
to
clapping.
boost the audio.
Yeah.
They want to get as many decibels as they can.
Yeah, so here Top Gun is getting rave reviews.
Mhm.
All right. Has a Cannes Film Festival standing ovation. Then it has this Lady Gaga song music video that makes it look like it's this huge drama. And so I'm like, wow, this is going to be
For
like,
Top Gun?
dude, it made it look like Logan. You know what I mean?
I did not even know there was a Lady Gaga song.
Well, you should look into it. It's a fine song. It's pretty like down the road generic,
What
but it's
song?
not bad.
Is it a new song?
It's called Hold My Hand. It's getting some radio airplay, I think, if you
I
still
didn't-
listen to the radio.
Nope. I listen to movie soundtracks on the car ride or podcast.
Can't blame you. Well, and that's the thing is, so it got all this buzz, and it made it sound like it was Logan. You know what I mean? Like it was a farewell to the character of Maverick, which I never felt needed any sequel.
Yeah, and
Have you seen the original?
No, I haven't even seen the original.
Well,
It's
that's
just
on your to-do list.
the ad campaign really made it seem like it was a very like drama filled,
Yes.
intense movie.
It was a character-driven film.
Yes.
This is what the ad campaign did. And it is a character-driven film, singular character. Okay? There is no other interesting character in the movie.
Let me guess the character.
Okay, yeah, guess.
Maverick?
You got it in your first guess. You got
Perfect.
it. Nailed it. You passed the course. Because it's all about Maverick. And that's the reason. It's not called Top Gun 2. It's called Top Gun Maverick.
So, because I haven't seen the original Top Gun, is the original Top Gun, because I know Tom Cruise is a big part of it, but are the other characters equally as big?
Not I would say equally, but every other character's fleshed out.
Okay.
Like Maverick.
They deal with the other characters.
Yes. Maverick is the main character in the original Top Gun, but
Okay.
like his wingman, Goose, super fleshed out. Val Kilmer's Iceman, awesome. He's like the coolest character of the movie, actually.
Okay.
There are other characters, Slider, Merlin, Warlock, Viper. There are a ton of characters that have moments.
Now, can you name every character in the new Top Gun like that?
I can name a lot of call signs
Okay.
because the call signs were cool.
Okay.
But if you really look at the movie, they did nothing in the movie. Like, they've done so little. So it's Maverick, all right?
Okay.
And he is a god in this movie, okay? I'll have to say, in the original, they make a point. He's not actually even the best pilot in the original.
Yeah, isn't he supposed to be like not that good?
He's kind of reckless. He's a Maverick.
Yeah.
But he loses.
Well, not that he's not that good. He's unproven kind of.
Well, here's the thing. So actually, someone else was supposed to take his place to Top Gun, but they had
like Tom Cruise's?
yes, but he had a nervous breakdown when he was doing a night carrier landing
Oh.
because he was like thinking of his family, his wife, and so he was like, "I gotta retire. I can't do this anymore." And so that's the only reason Maverick and Goose go to Top Gun in the original is because the other guy had a nervous breakdown.
Oh, like in the movie.
Yes.
Oh.
And then, so they
okay.
go to Top Gun, and then in Top Gun itself, they compete for the Top Gun trophy. So whoever is the best in the Top Gun's class wins
There's
the
a
trophy.
Top Gun. It's a trophy.
Yeah.
That the movie's named after.
Well, no, actually, it's called. There's some like military kind of terminology for the class. It's like firearms, or like fighter squadron. Like there's a military term for the class.
Okay.
The fighter pilots just call it Top Gun. So it's kind of like slang.
Gotcha.
And so the Top Gun trophy goes to the #1 student in the #1 class of Top Gun.
Okay.
Spoilers for the 1986 movie. It's been out since 1986. Maverick loses. Iceman gets it. Iceman is Val Kilmer. He gets the trophy. He is the best
Okay.
pilot.
So is that the whole movie?
That's a lot of the movie.
Is them in the school? So they're in a school. They're not doing like actual.
They are all fighter pilots.
Yeah.
It's almost like once you prove yourself as a great fighter pilot, then you can go to Top Gun
school
to even
Get
advance
better.
to even
to
get
do like
better.
more advanced stuff.
Exactly.
Gotcha. To
And-
do like special missions.
Exactly.
And stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're the best of the best now after you go through Top Gun.
Gotcha.
So, spoilers again for the original Top Gun. The big character development thing for Maverick is that his wingman dies. Goose dies,
Spoilers.
and that's very well known. Goose dies.
I didn't know that actually.
It is a tragedy.
I just knew there was a dude named Goose in the movie.
It's a shame. But then that leads into the sequel because I think it was pretty like obvious that when they were casting the sequel, that Goose's kid was going to be a part of it.
And that's Miles Teller.
Miles Teller with the call sign Rooster.
Rooster and Goose.
Rooster and Goose. But anyway, and that's the thing is, weirdly enough, I never really felt like Top Gun needed a sequel because Top Gun, I always make fun of the ending, is it ends, they get out of school, and then they do their first mission against Russian fighter pilots. It's a big success. They land at the carrier after the mission. Everyone's like lifting them up on their shoulders. Everyone's like having
I've
a great
seen that
time.
scene, yeah.
And right after the first mission, someone goes up to Tom Cruise's character and goes, "They're giving you any posting you want. Any posting you want, kid. What are you thinking?" And he goes,
Was it that dangerous of a mission?
No, and that's why I make fun of it, is they spend all this money, time, and resources to train Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
He does one mission, and then when
He's good to go.
And when he says, "Hey, so what post are you going to take?" He says, "I'm thinking about going back to Top Gun to be an instructor." And so that's how the movie ends, because he falls in love with one of his instructors, Kelly McGillis, in the original.
Okay, yeah.
And so he goes back there to live happily ever after, and yada yada yada.
So the new movie, has he been the instructor the entire time?
That's the weird thing, and that's why I'm like, why are they making a sequel? It doesn't make any sense. No, they say in the sequel that he only lasted like 2 months as an instructor and then just left.
Because
You can't keep Maverick grounded, Jacob. Maverick's the best. And so he becomes a test pilot, and he's just doing all this.
he got bored at school, so he's like, I need that thrill, that danger.
In the movie, the sequel, Top Gun Maverick, it opens with like him breaking Mach 10, so he becomes the fastest man alive.
Okay.
And then he goes over Mach 10 because he's Maverick. You can't tell him what to do. They said just go top Mach 10. We know we built the plane to go
do
Mach 10.
but
We don't know if
nothing
it can go any
more.
faster. He decides to go faster.
Push it to the limit.
Yep. And there's the plane crashes. Okay, so he has to bail out or whatever. You don't really get to see him bail out. But that's the thing, is this movie literally starts with him because Maverick is a god in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He survives a Mach 10 plane crash.
Well, it's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is God.
Mach 10, man. Anyway, so Mach 10, he crashes, and then because Iceman is now an admiral,
So, wait, does Val Kilmer
make an
reprise his
appearance.
role?
Yes, he does make an appearance.
Nice.
But then that's the reason, is like, Tom Cruise can still do all this reckless stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter because he has this kind of like higher up friend who always
That'll
makes
let
sure,
him, like, slide.
yeah, who always gives him leeway. So he gets busted down to being an instructor for Top Gun.
So, okay, and that's
To,
where the movie, like...
Yeah, it's to like
Gotcha.
actually train like 6 fighter pilots to do this super dangerous mission.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. The dangerous mission is literally just the end of episode 4 of Star Wars.
That's what I've heard on
It's a
the
trench
internet.
run. That's all
what,
it is.
That's what I've heard.
So that's hilarious.
So, Tom... Okay.
Um,
So you don't think it deserved the $1 billion?
you know what? I really wanted to love this movie, and it let me down. Honestly, it just did
Just
not.
because it focused too much on
It
Tom
focused on
Cruise?
it way too much. Like, because in all the interviews, all the marketing leading up to it, they interviewed the new guys a lot. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I saw more interviews with, like, Miles Teller and all the other people
Glenn Powell, the
than
person who
Tom
played
Cruise
Phoenix.
doing
Yeah,
interviews. I'm sure there's Tom Cruise interviews, but that's not what I was seeing.
and I think that's what let me down, is that all the marketing really made me think it was going to be an ensemble movie. It was
Or-
not an
yeah.
ensemble movie. It's Maverick, and then his love interest, played by Jennifer Connelly, is the closest other thing to a supporting character. Everyone else is super one-dimensional, and you only really get to see them in the classroom.
I just, that brings up a point where I just feel like that's where, like, all these, like, nostalgic kind of movies are going.
It's
Where they get the thing that brings you back in and then just
yeah,
don't care about anything else.
but it
new.
doesn't move it forward. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It doesn't
No, yeah.
build anything.
Like the sequel trilogy.
Exactly. So because I even see headlines, they're like, "Hey, are they going to make a Top Gun 3?" I'm like, "What the heck are they going to do in Top Gun 3?" Because if Tom Cruise isn't in Top Gun,
Tom Cruise just goes back to being a pilot.
exactly.
He saw how fun
I mean,
the mission was. He's like, I miss that itch.
I got it back in me, man. But like that's the problem, is like they weren't building a franchise. Like all of these franchises, even Mission Impossible, it's kind of like Tom Cruise is making them so that if he's not in them, it's almost like, oh well, they can't be made almost, or they're not truly.
I feel like he took that franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I think after 3, it was his.
Yeah. Well, and this is another funny thing, is that, how I said, like, I never felt like the original Top Gun needed a sequel? I read this in an article. Apparently, Tom Cruise always felt like it was kind of a gray area to do a sequel about the Top Gun, because Top Gun can be called a propaganda movie. And then there's someone that was like, it's a propaganda movie. Like,
For sure.
the Navy.
The ad campaign in this movie was obviously just, you want to be in the Air Force?
Apparently, the Navy actually helped finance the original Top Gun.
Really?
So, and it was a huge recruitment boost. And I don't know if it was still for this generation's recruitment boost, but there was
Yeah,
a
I
giant
can see that
recruitment
for
boost
sure.
for the original Top
I don't
Gun.
know how much that would do now.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just I'm not trying to get too deep into. I'll wait for you to see it. I don't want to lead you too much on what you think of Top Gun Maverick. We'll return to that. But what else
So
is
you were
in?
disappointed in it. Didn't think it deserved the $1 billion.
I was very disappointed in it. I know everyone
But
else loves it. So
The article I read too also said that it was mostly due to all the premium screenings it's getting, since it's kind of like that IMAX type
You
kind
know
of
what?
movie.
That makes sense now.
Where, because I mean, even my parents and like people that I know don't go and see movies are like, I want to go see this movie in IMAX.
You know what? I have to be honest on my opinion. I don't think it really lended itself to it much. It didn't look. It looked like I enjoy.
I'm sure there were some pretty cool shots
I
of the jets and
enjoyed.
stuff.
I enjoyed the dogfights and all the cockpit scenes, but it never felt like I was really like, you know what I mean?
Missing out.
Yeah, I
wasn't-
could have watched this on any size screen, I think, and I
Mhm.
could have gotten the same feelings.
Okay.
What's it competing against? If it's like in the $1 billion, is there anything else out?
Oh, like what it markets at, like, because what? No, Titanic's not number one anymore, is it?
No, it's Endgame. Endgame's number one
That's
now.
right, Endgame. I mean, I can look it up real quick.
So, I mean, once like if you go like top 10 grossing movies, what's like the first one that's not $1 billion? That's what I would want to know. And I'm sure it's adjusted for inflation.
Force Awakens is at $2 billion.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. So number one is Avatar again. I remember that because Endgame took it,
Yeah.
but then they re-released Avatar
You're
in theaters.
kidding.
Yeah, to get it back.
You're joking me.
No, I think that's stupid.
I've never heard that.
But I'm
Well,
sure Endgame will.
they
do
re-released
it too.
Endgame as well. Dude, they even re-released Morbius. Okay, we got.
Well, that's just because the memes.
That's so
And
funny.
what? It came back for $80,000.
It was. I think it was $85,000 and like across 1,000 theaters. It's so funny. Have you seen Morbius yet?
No,
Neither have I.
I was.
I have a limited edition theater cup that I got when I saw.
Yeah,
the
I'm pissed
Batman.
about that because I wanted to get a Batman cup, but I got a Morbius cup. Who cares about Morbius? Who's the bigger superhero movie going on right now, Morbius or the Batman? Which cup do you think we should do? We're talking about Marcus Theaters, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I think AMC Theaters, they had special popcorn buckets and cups. Marcus Theaters gave us Morbius cups for a Batman movie. I'm sorry, that's just messed up. I don't care if it's... I don't even know why. It's not like it's like made Marvel. It's Sony Marvel.
Yep.
So it's...
Well, I have to be honest.
That grinds my gears.
I was disappointed when I first got it because I got there at the counter and I just saw it was limited edition. So I'm like, I'll pick up a limited edition cup. And it turned out to be Morbius. I was so disappointed at first. And then I saw all the memes surrounding it. And me being a bit of a meme connoisseur, I actually kind of like that I have a Morbius cup because of this.
I have two.
You have two?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
went with my
man.
girlfriend.
Wow, you were Morbin.
I was Morbin.
So what else is on that list that you're looking at right now?
There's a lot of billion-dollar
You're
movies.
kidding me. Name what's one that you're
Well,
looking
we
at.
can
right
go through the list.
I mean,
and we can just
what
give
number are you at right now?
I'm in the 50s.
We're not going through the list.
No,
Let's
we won't go through the whole list.
Is
but
there any like surprising ones that you have seen?
a little?
Okay. What caught your eye?
But it hasn't showed up on the list. I'm using Rotten Tomatoes website right now, and I don't think they updated it because I think it just happened.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'm glad we cited our source on that one. We're like real journalists right now.
I mean, we can go through the top 10 and just be.
Let's go Top Gun. Let's see if any surprises happen there.
So one right now is Avatar.
Which surprised me because I didn't know it was a re-release. So I'll say that.
Yeah. Then Endgame.
Okay, number 2.
Endgame has more domestic though.
Oh, now that is interesting.
Avatar and like Transformers and all those do so well overseas.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of funny because people en masse kind of make fun of the Transformers movies. But come on, when you compare it to Marvel, it's kind of the same roller coaster ride, isn't it?
With the action, yeah, but the story and acting in the Transformers movies
Okay, fair enough.
is way worse than
I'll
anything
give
that
you
Marvel's
points on
put
that.
out. I mean, like the first 3 Transformers, they were decent, like story wise, and I mean there was some questionable acting and actors' takes on things. But
When did you walk out of the Transformers franchise? Like when did you stop watching?
after 3. I mean, I haven't seen a new what was the new one?
The one
The night one.
I've never seen any with Mark Wahlberg.
I've seen the. How many? Have there been 3 with Wahlberg?
I know there's 2 for a fact. I think there's 5 plus Bumblebee because I see
I saw
the bundle on
Bumblebee.
sale.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed Bumblebee.
Bumblebee was good. It was fine. I
It was
liked
fun.
it. I enjoyed
It
it.
was a fun summer movie.
I like how they made him a Beetle, a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. All right. So Avengers, then Titanic.
I haven't seen Titanic.
How have you not seen Titanic?
I don't
it's
know.
on
It's
FX like every day.
I think it's one of those movies that you see so many clips of so often that you're kind of like, when you try to watch it, you're like, okay, I know where this is going. I know what happens.
I mean, yeah.
So it's kind of
It's a good
fine movie.
No,
It's a good movie. Okay.
Number 4 is The Force Awakens.
I have seen that movie.
I don't get why it's number 4.
I'm surprised it's number 4. Well, that had a lot of hype behind it.
More than Endgame in domestic, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Wait, that's weird because there was a lot of repeat viewers for Endgame.
Oh,
Force Awakens. I suppose, yeah. No,
I
now
mean,
that I remember, if you go back to when
I
it was
did
released.
think I see Force Awakens 5 times at theaters.
Oh, wow. So you contributed to that quite a
contributed
bit.
to it, but I was naive.
But that's another thing is, like, if you go back to that time, which I think was 2017 when that was released.
No, that was 2015. Force Awakens.
You're kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow, 2015. Anyway, so you go back to 2015, people were hyped, and they actually liked
that
it
was like the first Star Wars thing in
a long time.
other than the Clone Wars show, really.
And it seemed like people liked it when it came out. Now it's almost like
I think people liked it when it came out because of the potential.
Yep, I can agree with that.
And there's a reason why the other 2 films aren't up with it at $2 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5 is Infinity War,
Oh, wow.
which makes sense.
Which, no, I think is better than Endgame.
I mean, you can argue that, yeah.
Would you agree with me?
Depends on the day.
Oh, come on. Well, what about today?
I think Infinity War is like a way more like fun, action-packed movie.
I think it's just a better movie.
I think, yeah, but I just think the emotional notes that Endgame hits you with, they're very, like, just pound you down.
Okay. I disagree. I agree to disagree. I think that, like, Endgame's fine.
I think Infinity War's action's way better than Endgame.
I'll say it like this. Endgame is definitely in my top 10 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say Endgame?
Yes.
Okay, no, sorry. I meant Infinity War. It was definitely in my top 10.
Infinity War is like my top 3.
I don't know if Endgame is in my top 10.
Name 10 Marvel films better than Endgame.
Well, that I personally enjoy more than Endgame?
No, the name...
that I think
Okay.
are objectively better?
Sure, whatever. Just name 10 films better than Endgame.
Okay. Iron Man.
Okay.
I think I'll enjoy Iron Man more than that. I am a sucker for Ant-Man. I do like Ant-Man quite a bit.
All right, we're done.
Oh,
you
really?
You lost me.
On the second one?
Endgame's a better movie than Ant-Man.
Look, the thing with Endgame is just like it. I need to rewatch it so I can talk about it more in depth. But it just felt like
it was an ending to a 10-year saga, and it worked.
Well, okay,
it worked.
That's
hard to do, right?
It wasn't
Disney
a disaster.
couldn't even wrap up a trilogy.
Okay, you're right. You're right on that one.
And Marvel wrapped up 4 movies at that point.
Yeah, I think it was 24. But it was just, I think it was, I wasn't a big fan of the time travel aspect of it. I remember.
I mean, I get that because it's kind of a cop-out to just, how do we, we did this Infinity War, what can we do now?
And I remember, I'm probably in the minority
it works,
on this.
Though. The time travel stuff works. You're not like taken out of the movie, you're like,
But that's the thing is, like, I think
it's a way slower.
But when you compare it to Infinity War, like Infinity War really worked well, and then Endgame it was just kind of
almost
perfect. Now I remember.
Infinity War was almost like perfect.
Yes, well, it was as good as it could be in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now this is what I remember in Endgame that I didn't like was like how it started. It was very strange because remember they almost immediately saved Tony from space. Wait, no. Do that? Yeah.
Before the no.
Because Captain Marvel.
No, wait, no. Before the title screen was, they didn't. Did they save Tony by then?
I can't.
Oh, they
all
did
I remember,
save Tony by then.
It was just like they beelined it to Thanos' farm planet.
It was very weird where in like the first 15 minutes
So
they
much happened.
deal with their Thanos.
Kill him,
Yeah.
and then cuts to black, and it goes 5 years later.
Yeah, and you're like, because what? It was like a 2 hour,
Yeah.
over 2.5 hours. It's like, what are we gonna do? So, but yeah, it was a way slower film. But I just think because of how it was a wrap up movie, that it's gonna get way more.
I'll say that it's also kind of weird. It's a weird rewatch. It's like it's tough to get back into. I think it was of the time, like when it was releasing, it was so easy to
Infinity War is way
watch it.
more easy to rewatch than Endgame. Yeah,
and I know I'm in the minority,
which is why I think Endgame did better than Infinity War in the box office because people wanted to go see it in the theater.
Well, it was the conclusion, like you said.
Yeah.
But I'm also not a big fan of the ending fight. I just, for some reason, it doesn't really hit the marks for me.
The beginning of it was cool. The middle of it was
Meh.
kind of meh. It's Marvel. They're having their comedic interactions in the middle of a fight.
The quips.
But like the Trinity fight where it was Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America versus Thanos,
that was great.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, but the big when everyone was coming, like to get everyone there and see everyone fighting, it was cool. Then it got quippy, and then the ending was cool.
Mm-hmm. And I think the thing is that Marvel did such a good job up to that point, kind of making things logically make sense.
Yeah.
That Endgame, if we ever do cover it, which I'm sure we will at some point, there are a lot of logical plot holes in it just because it's messing with time travel.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of plot holes in that movie. So it's really easy to pick apart plot holes.
Yeah. Number 6. We got another Marvel movie.
Oh, no way.
No Way Home.
Oh, no, that is disappointing to hear.
It's not that disappointing. It was pretty hyped.
It was. Oh, that movie is all hype.
Yeah.
I can't watch that movie now without being disappointed because it was just like at the moment when it was released, it was it was what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really rewatch it. Like I can rewatch any other Spider-Man movie better than that one. Because it's almost.
I think I can watch this one more than I can watch Far From Home.
Now that is a good question. If I had to choose between those two, but there's something about this one that it's just like it feels so disjointed, and there's like 3 different stories happening, and they don't really give any time to just any of them in particular. And
I think they try to go like the Infinity War thing where they're just trying to like everything's moving.
I think a big reason why it worked was because it was a kind of standing on the shoulders of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Which is a fantastic Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
And
fantastic.
Yeah. So
very excited for the sequel.
So I think that's kind of like what eased people into understanding.
Yeah, if that didn't come out and then this came out,
they're just like, what are you doing? And it's like,
but also at the same time, I think they would. Well,
was it the first like Marvel movie with the multiverse?
Well, the movie, WandaVision, talked about it.
Oh, okay.
And teased it.
And then Loki came along.
Because they had Evan Peters play Quicksilver.
Well, and that's another thing I like. Now, what I do like about the potential of multiverse stuff is that you can really have fun with casting.
Yeah.
But because in the Spider-Man movie, you have 3 different actors playing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then in the Loki TV show, which I still haven't seen. But,
and Loki. Yeah, I forgot. Loki did his whole thing was the multiverse.
But you had Richard E. Grant playing Loki.
Yeah.
And that was great. Mm-hmm. I just watched the new Doctor Strange, and all the Doctor Stranges are always Benedict Cumberbatch. And I feel like if you're doing multiverse stuff, you could really have fun with casting.
Yeah.
And really put a big name in, or just someone you weren't expecting to play Doctor Strange for 5 minutes.
And I wonder if I don't know with Doctor. I don't want to get into a rant about that yet. But
that'll probably be dropping very close to this episode as well. So
yeah,
we'll get into that. What's the next movie on the list?
Jurassic World at number 7.
Okay, I am actually
big
surprised.
Hype around that movie too.
Yeah, but number 7, I am surprised.
I think it did really well overseas.
Oh, okay. I mean, but wow, I didn't expect it to be that high up.
Yeah, because it's only $652 million domestic.
That was always.
But it's at $1.6 billion. So that means it almost did $1 billion just overseas.
That's insane. I always felt like that was a really weird franchise to exist.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the
You
first
could watch
one.
the first one and be like totally content with never seeing another one again.
I completely agree.
But you can also have fun watching every single one.
Yeah, I suppose.
Except maybe the second Jurassic World, which I can't even remember. I had to watch a recap video.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't remember anything.
All I remember is the velociraptors in the mansion. Oh, and the black market, them selling
Yeah, I totally forgot
weaponized
about that and
dinosaurs.
only realized that when I watched the recap. I was like, oh, that happened. Well, and we'll talk about the new Jurassic World at some point too.
But I'm surprised that's on the list. That is up
I'm
there.
not surprised. 2015 was a big year for movies and like people going and seeing and the hype
A lot of franchises get
from what I
back on
remember.
that point.
Yeah, because Star Wars,
That's
Jurassic
when like
World.
legacies were happening, right? Legacy sequels.
Yeah, I guess so. That was around the time when nostalgia was like really starting to like hit people. Number 8 is the new Lion King.
Wait.
The
Oh my
like
god.
CGI
the CGI one?
Yeah.
No, that's surprising.
1.6
Well,
billion.
okay, I did not expect. I still haven't seen it. I'm surprised.
Number 9, The Avengers.
Oh, okay.
And then number 10, Furious 7.
All right. I like that one. It's not my favorite Fast and Furious
Dude,
movie.
that one too. Only 353 million domestic, but it made 1.5 billion
See,
dollars.
okay, now I will die on this hill. Okay, I was kind of using this argument. I didn't. If I knew this was on the thing, I wouldn't talk about Transformers versus Marvel because I know I can't really. I don't even watch the Transformers movie. I'm not gonna like put them. But I will say this: if you make fun of the Fast and Furious franchise, you don't know what you're talking about. That is a good franchise, and it is up there with Marvel and James Bond. Okay, if you make fun of Fast and Furious, you better make fun of Marvel and you better make fun of James Bond because they are all equally ridiculous. But for some reason, Fast and Furious is the franchise that people use as a punching bag and they make fun of no matter what.
It's literally the definition of a summer blockbuster. The new ones.
Yes, but
especially
so
like
is
when The
Marvel.
Rock started getting. No, I know, but at least Marvel tries to like put a story with it.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't because I haven't seen them, but
this
just
is all about family, man.
but
This is about family.
but just from the outside looking in, it's like it's just all they're doing. Like it just seems like every movie. Like I mean, Marvel's doing the same thing, where it's just every movie gets just trying to top itself with the next crazy thing.
Yeah. And that's Fast and Furious. I completely agree.
But like at least Marvel has the benefit of like it's superheroes, so stuff's gonna get wacky. These are just normal dudes just with some fast cars. That's what it started out as.
That's the thing. And that's what's so funny. Okay. You look at Marvel, it just started out with one guy building an Iron Man suit. And then what was the next movie? It was the Hulk. The next movie, it was a super soldier. And then it kind of got a little wonky with Thor. And that's what Thor was the only outlandish
like scientifically.
Sort of. Okay.
Sort of. It was like space magic science.
I get it. First Fast and Furious, it was literally them in Honda Civics
racing with NOS
and stealing Panasonic DVD players from semi trucks. I understand.
And now
they're going to
with
space.
the latest,
But it is a progression, just like Marvel. Okay.
Yeah.
The second one is ridiculous. I hate it. It's in Miami. The third one, none of them are in it. It's in Tokyo. Fantastic.
Tokyo
movie.
Drift.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the only one I've seen.
It is. If you're gonna see only one, I would recommend Tokyo Drift.
That's the only one I saw.
Tokyo Drift is so great. And then the fourth happens, which is actually, if I have to be honest, near the top of my list. I really like the fourth one, which is just called Fast and Furious.
And then 5 is with The Rock, right?
Fast
That's
5.
when Rock gets introduced?
Now, that's the thing. Fast 5 is when people say, oh, this is when the franchise got good.
No, that's what I think the franchise get wacky.
I'm not a big fan of Fast 5, and that used to be, like, that's a lot of people's, like, when it started getting good for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fast 6, in my opinion, is probably the top of the pyramid of Fast and Furious.
Okay.
It is great.
And then 7?
7 is good. It's sad because that's the one where Paul Walker died halfway
that's
through.
the one. Oh,
yeah.
that's probably why. That's probably why it made so much money.
It's and then like it's weird because I used to be like this. I only got into this Fast and Furious movies like maybe 3 years ago. So I was
Oh,
it
you
wasn't
went down a rabbit hole.
yes, I wasn't like, oh, I saw it as, an 11-year-old and I just liked it and all, I like cars go fast, boom, 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 boom. No, this was something that like I got into at an older age, and then
Okay.
when you lose Paul Walker in them, you're kind of like, oh wow, I understand what he brought to the franchise. And so
Like when you saw 8 and 9
yeah,
just came out?
you really feel like, oh wow, if Brian was in here, it would be a much better movie.
Because what, now it's just like Vin Diesel?
It's Vin Diesel, a lot of Ludacris, a lot of
Well, because The Rock can't be in the
well,
Fast movies now because him and Vin Diesel like
don't
hate
get
each
along
other.
at all. Yeah, no.
So now then The Rock got his own.
With Jason Statham, Hobbs and Shaw. Have you seen that movie?
No.
That is also a very fun movie.
I feel like that's a very comedic
It's like it's almost
banter.
like it's kind
I'm
of
trying to think of what.
now. Here's the thing, okay? Because this is what I'm going to compare it to. Everyone makes fun of Fast and Furious as a franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Mission Impossible is turning into Fast and Furious. Very similar plots.
Are they
Very
having spin-offs?
Well, Hobbs and Shaw is kind of a spy movie anyway.
Okay.
And like Mission Impossible is kind of getting more ridiculous as it goes on as well.
Yeah. Dude, I love the first 3 so much.
Like that's when it was a proper spy movie.
Yeah.
And now they're just kind of over the top action. Let's
because it's just Tom Cruise trying to like, what's the next craziest stunt I can get to sell this movie?
Yep, just like Fast and Furious. So it has a very similar Fast and Furious feel to me. And I actually think Hobbs and Shaw has the same exact like villain plot as I think it was Spectre for the James Bond movie. No joke. Like they both have the same exact villain plot. And so that's why I say that franchise gets a bad rap, but if you make fun of that franchise, you better make fun of others like James Bond.
All right, fair enough.
That's a heck of a list though.
Yeah,
Marvel dominated it.
Well, Disney. They have 6 out of the top 10.
Now that's kind of depressing to hear, but
Well, I guess Sony.
so are 5 of them? Okay.
Sony mixed with Disney.
But yeah,
for the
like 5 of them
Spider-Man
are
one.
straight Marvel, right?
No. Well, there's Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War,
3 Avengers,
1 Star
and a
Wars,
Spider-Man. Oh,
and then the Spider-Man's the 5th,
Okay, yeah, so
and then
Disney's-
Lion King.
Disney's just killing it. And that's a weird thing too with all these like highest grossing things. Almost all of them came out in the last 10 years.
2015, 2012, 2019, 2015, 2021, 2018, 2015, Titanic 1997.
That's the one outlier. That's so weird
and
to
then
think
Avatar
about.
2009.
That came out in 2009?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when like 3D was like a
That
big
was
thing
huge.
too.
Yeah.
Cuz like 3D died and then came back
With
and
Avatar, right?
kind of with Avatar, like a ton of movies were doing it at the time if I'm remembering correctly. But like I just remember all the stuff I was listening to then, like all the like YouTube videos and stuff that would talk about movies. They were like 3D. Well, some were like it's just a gimmick again. It's going to go away. And then there were some people like, "No, it's going to stay around. It's here. This is the proper movie experience now, and it's just going to get better and better." I can't tell you the last 3D movie I saw.
Oh, I think it was The Hobbit. It had to be for me.
I think so too. I think that's when we went, and I think we were forced to do that because that's the only screening they had was a 3D.
I think that's the only 3D movie I think I've seen. Is The
I
Hobbit.
know I've seen Avatar. No, I didn't see Avatar. That's right. I didn't see Avatar in theaters.
Yeah, it would just be The Hobbit for me.
Polar Express I saw in 3D.
Wow.
I remember
classic.
as a kid, I remember being terrified because there's this one scene where they're going down a hill
Yeah.
on the train, and I thought it was legit going down the hill. But yeah,
So okay, we'll just end with shout out to Top Gun Maverick. Congrats on passing the $1 billion mark.
yeah,
It
I don't
kinda-
know where they land.
It
I
kind of
mean, it's not the end yet,
yeah,
but they're
it
not
kind of-
top 50 yet.
It kind of hit a good point in release because they didn't have much competition, right? I mean, like,
What, it came out a month ago?
yeah, and really, like, the only other thing that came out of note was probably Lightyear and Jurassic World Dominion. So that was
Like
really
a
what.
big, like, summer type.
That's
'Cause
all
what,
they were
the
going up
Batman was
against.
done by
Oh yeah,
the time that came out. Spider-Man was done. Doctor Strange was done.
it was on its last legs. Doctor Strange was on
Yeah,
its last legs.
so
when
yeah,
Top
no.
Gun came out.
Yeah, nothing to.
Lightyear came out, which I haven't,
Lightyear just came out.
and I haven't heard very good
I
things
heard it
about
was
it.
very disappointing.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it. I'm not very motivated to.
And
And
then,
Jurassic World Dominion,
yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, the fact that it tops the box office this week with Elvis that just came out.
Elvis just came out.
Yeah.
Did it beat?
So,
Did it beat Elvis? Top
no,
Gun?
they tied. So the
Oh.
fact that it's still tied for the top spot.
Yeah. I don't know if I want that Elvis movie to do well. I'm kind of sick of musical biopic movies.
I mean, what? There's only been Bohemian Rhapsody and.
Yes, but there are like 12 in development now. It's insane.
Like who?
Oh, dude, you just look. You can Google it. I mean, there's like a Bob Dylan movie, probably with Timothy Chalamet or something like that. I think there's Aretha Franklin. No, there was an Aretha Franklin movie. There's just so many musical biopic movies now, or in development.
I mean, it looks good.
But did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
I did.
I thought that was a travesty. I thought that was awful.
I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was great.
I might be going a little too hard in the paint.
I think you're being a little too harsh on it.
I
It wasn't awful.
okay. It wasn't. It wasn't. Well, I can't say it was good, but maybe it wasn't terrible. Like, what do I? If I would, I would give it a 5. I don't know.
Why?
If you're into that, it didn't feel like there was much of a story. And I think and also I'm pretty familiar with the band of Queen.
Okay,
And
yeah.
a lot of it was like anecdotes that I would hear before, and they just decided to film them. Like the Top of the Pops when it was Roger Taylor complaining about the drum set. Like that was just an anecdote that I heard before, and they put that in the movie. And then it was fine. There was a lot more up and downs critically with their album successes than they showed in the movie. Like it was always
They made it seem like it was
always
they
on
were
the up
just-
and up.
Yep.
Oh, and this is another thing. Now I like Brian Taylor, I like Roger Taylor. They were Brian May and Roger Taylor. They were both executive producers of the
Yes.
movie, and if you watch their characters in the movie, they are saint-like.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong with
Nothing
those
wrong with
characters.
them.
Those are flawless characters.
Yes.
And like Freddie Mercury is the guy with flaws in the movie. Like they had no problem kind of showing
Well,
his flaws.
yeah, but I think I mean, when you think of Queen,
It's Freddie
I know.
Mercury.
Yeah, I know you're like Queen, but when an average person thinks about Queen, it's Freddie Mercury.
And also just on an
And I-
accurate
And I just think his story is way more interesting to tell a 2-hour movie about than
Oh yeah. I agree.
the other guys.
But it was a lot more like there was flops, there were
Yeah.
with any of their albums. Like I know Jazz wasn't that critically acclaimed, and that was like halfway through their career, but
But
there was
I,
no slump in the movie.
I like Bohemian Rhapsody because of the Freddie Mercury stuff. Like just seeing
It was a
kind
good
of
performance.
Yeah, just kind of seeing like his side of his story, not his side of the story, because
Yeah.
spoiler alert, he passed away from AIDS.
Right.
But so that's why I'm interested about this Elvis movie.
Well, this is what I don't understand about the Elvis movie. Is because Queen was a very creative band. They wrote their own songs. Elvis, now I like Elvis, but he wasn't a very creative.
But I don't think they're going for him creating the music.
Well, that's the thing is like he was just a hell of a performer.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, we haven't seen the movie yet, but I think that's what it's gonna be.
But
Him getting discovered. I think it's just gonna be a dramatization of his life.
yeah, and
Which
from
sells.
from the trailers, it looks good.
Great.
I like Baz Luhrmann.
I'm
Like
excited to see Tom Hanks.
I don't know about Tom Hanks. He's kind of doing this crazy voice in the trailer.
Yeah.
But every other marketing material I've seen for that movie is driving me up the wall, Jacob. It is
Which,
driving me up
I know.
the wall.
I've only seen the TikToks of the dude's voice.
No, there are so many interviews. There was one headline interview that I said where it's like Tom Hanks can relate to the Elvis's level of fame, and then it was all about Austin Butler and his voice
mean-
changing, and that voice changing
Yeah,
thing, dude. That is a campaign
I just
for an
love how he
Oscar.
looks at the interviewer when she asks him like, "Did you like has your voice changed to be like Elvis?" And he's like, "No, it's just how I talk."
No, he's lying. He's a liar. He's lying right there. He's a method actor
Yes.
doing method actor stuff to get eyes on him for an award campaign. Now, he might be great in the movie. Have that speak for yourself. I don't want to see this method actor stuff in like real life. It drives me off the wall. Even when Daniel Day-Lewis does stuff like that, it annoys me. It's just
But Daniel Day-Lewis can get away with it.
exactly because he was kind of like the first guy to do it. Look, and
And-
this guy being like, "No, my voice hasn't changed."
Yeah. And what this guy has done before hasn't been like
Exactly.
anything like.
And he's going to do other movies. He's not going to sound like Elvis in other movies. He literally
Hopefully.
just signed on for Dune.
What if he does sound like Elvis in Dune?
That would kind of be amazing. I'm
What
not
is he
going to
gonna
lie.
be in Dune? I want to know.
He has to be a Harkonnen or something. It's probably who Sting played in the David Lynch movie. And look, like that's the thing. I don't buy it. He's not going to be like, I challenge you to a duel, Paul Atreides. He's not going to be Elvis in that movie. And this is another thing that bothers me about the Elvis movie is they're talking about like all the extensive voice training he had to sound like Elvis. Elvis is probably the most impersonated singer of all time.
Yeah, like I remember watching TV as a kid. He would show up on every show, like some dude doing an impersonation.
Elvis impression.
Yeah.
Like it's the most easy one. So the fact they're making it sound like a huge acting challenge is driving me up the wall. So it's a mixed bag for that. It looks like a good movie. I like Baz Luhrmann. I'm sure he'll do a great job playing Elvis. It's just all this, outside marketing stuff that's making me crazy.
Well, maybe we should go see it.
Man, you know how I am about movie theaters. I don't know if it's worth seeing movies in theaters.
He is a Harkonian.
Yep. Okay. Hey, have you seen Dune, by the way?
Yeah, I read the book. I loved it.
Oh my! You read the book?
I read the book before the movie came out.
How did you manage that?
It's really good.
Dude, I've tried like 3 times to get into this book. I cannot get into the book.
Where do you stop?
I always stop right around the. Okay, I read him putting his hand in the box 3 times.
Okay.
It's like
That's really good.
and it's like 50 pages or like 70
It's not.
pages.
No,
It takes a while, bro.
him putting his hand in the box is like
He meets
right away.
He duels with Gurney for a while. I remember that
Yeah.
in the book.
Yep.
And after that, I don't know. Maybe he went to Arrakis.
Yes.
And that's where I stopped because the
Dude.
book just cannot.
No,
it's
you
the
gotta
way
push
he
through.
writes it. It's
I know, and like it's a bunch of terms getting thrown at you. It's
terms.
very overwhelming, but it is such a good book.
the terms drove me up a wall, Jacob.
It's very hard.
There are so
Because
many. Like
I read it with like 3 other people at the same time, and when we would discuss it, we'd all say each one of the terms differently.
That is the roughest part of it. And if you remember, in the beginning of each chapter, there's like this weird passage.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, from the
Yes.
book of Mu'ababdib. And I'm like, what am I reading right now?
You gotta read it, bro.
No, I've
It
tried 3
makes
times
sense.
and I gave up. And I can ultimately
Give it a
say,
shot.
look, I was always more into it. Like I was always more of a sci-fi kind of guy than a fantasy kind of guy.
It's both.
And I gave up. It beat me. I am defeated by Dune.
I can't believe I read it and you didn't.
I am shocked. I can't. Have you read
I
any
love
of the
the
other
book.
ones?
No, not
I
yet.
literally just Wikipedia'd the other ones because I'm like, I want to know where this is going. And it's true. This guy was just off his rocker, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was on shrooms or something. This thing was like a whole love letter to shrooms and hallucinogenic drugs. And I think you need to have known what that's like to actually even understand what's happening in the book. The book's insane to me. It's literally.
You should give it a shot.
I have Jacob 3 times.
Again.
Okay, and this
And
is
push
another
through.
thing. This is okay. So in the movie, you've seen the movie?
Yes.
Did you like the movie?
Yes.
Now I know objectively it's a well-made movie. I think I stopped halfway through.
Really?
I still have not finished
I
it.
saw it in theaters.
It is a slow burn, man.
You've read the book.
Yeah, but like they were like, okay, we're gonna do 2 parts, part 1 and part 2.
Which I think it should be 3 parts.
Just
Why? Because it's an 800-page book. Because the book is, it's so good. I want everything in it, and I forget.
Why do you like the book so much? Tell me, please. Sell me on the book because the book was it was so difficult
I
for
just
me.
love reading it. It was like interesting.
I couldn't handle the way he writes things. Like just his.
It's very hard.
Yes, it was so
But
difficult.
once I just like, because I read Ender's Game for some reason, like right before it, and so I'm in that sci-fi mood, and then I start reading Dune. I don't know, it was interesting. I liked the mystery about it. I just wanted to like, because I would finish a chapter and be like, they would end the chapter on like something crazy. I'm like, well, now I gotta read on.
It just I couldn't wrap my head around what was happening in the book. It was just so out
I
there.
was able to picture it pretty well.
It was all the different
See-
terms he used. Like there were so many, and there's like this
Yeah.
term. There's almost like a dictionary in the back of the book that I would consult
Yes.
on the regular. Because
Yes.
like even the witches aren't called witches; they're called something else.
Ben Gesserit.
Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
Like the fact that this is how I've tried the book.
Yeah.
I know these terms, but I still cannot get into them. So I relinquish. I relinquish Dune.
No, I mean I like the movie.
I can't say
It's
like,
better than the old one. Have you seen the old
the
one?
David Lynch one. No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen. I've seen clips.
It's because they do the whole.
Have you seen it fully?
Yes,
Okay,
because me and the friends I read the book with,
Uh huh.
we finished the book before the new Dune came out, and we're like, well, we just finished the book. Let's watch the old Dune. They jam pack that 800 some page book into
Honestly,
that 2 hour movie, and wow.
I don't know. Maybe that's more my speed. Maybe I would enjoy it more. Just because, like,
And it goes, the movie is just as wacky as the book, even wackier.
That's the thing.
And it wasn't what I pictured Dune to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If anything, I think David Lynch did a better job adapting the book because
No, the new
it's.
movie looks
No.
more like what I thought Dune would look like.
Hear me out. Because it is so off the walls bonkers that you're like, what's going on right now? That it perfectly captures what the book is when you're reading it. You're just like, I don't understand what's happening. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Are you
But-
looking forward to part 2?
I am.
I was.
Because I think the more interesting part,
Is part 2?
yeah. Well, I lied. I find the beginning very interesting, the slow burn of trying to figure out what's
Oh.
going on. And, like, the fact that you can, like, kind of see kind of where it's going and being like, come on, guys, do something. I
That's-
don't know. I liked it.
I'm not rating it on anyone else.
I think they casted amazing.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean,
Like, everyone that plays the role is perfect. I love that, what's his name?
Jason Momoa,
No, not Jason Momoa. I mean, I
Josh
loved
Brolin.
him as no, not Josh Brolin.
Oscar
Josh
Isaac.
Brolin as Oscar Isaac.
Okay, there we got it.
I loved him as the father, but I loved Jason Momoa as Duncan. I loved
Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah. I loved the other dude you said. What?
Josh Brolin is
Josh Brolin.
Gurney. See,
Gurney.
and I know these characters because I read them in the book. So it's
Yeah.
like I gave it a shot. I gave it 3 chances. I'm out. I can't do it anymore.
It's
I'm not raining on anyone else's parade. If you love it, you love it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. I'm not saying you're wrong or that it's bad.
and I totally get why you don't get into it because it is a lot.
I can't do
It's
it,
not
man.
like Star Wars where it's like Star Wars is easy to get in. Like there's a lot of Star Wars, but once you get in, it's easy. It's very hard to even get into the first thing for Dune.
Yes, and that's the thing. People are always talking about like how Dune revolutionized sci-fi, and I was a big sci-fi guy, so I'm like, well, I gotta read this. I gotta give it a shot.
Mhm.
So it's
mean-
it's another one of those things that I wanted to love so much.
George Lucas like was inspired by spice
Right,
in Dune, and that's why it's spice in Star Wars.
the melange.
Exactly.
And this is okay, and this is just a logical thing that I didn't understand in the movie was they said spice gives them the ability for interplanetary travel.
yes,
But the only planet that produces spice is Arrakis.
yes.
So how the heck did you start interplanetary travel?
Before that,
Yeah.
well, I think it's like the money that they get from the spice
Oh.
because it generates so much profit.
I thought it was because of what the spice actually
No.
does.
No,
I thought it was like the properties of the melange.
I thought it was the profits that they like. It's a huge like import and export,
Yeah.
or not import, but like export out of the plane. It makes a ton of money.
Last thing I'm going to say about Dune is isn't there a really weird term that the Bene Gesserit use for what Paul is? Isn't it like the Huat something?
Oh, why am I blanking? Yeah, kind of like he's like the chosen one.
It is so crazy. All the words that
they they
even-
needed the two like certain like bloods.
Right. So like that's another thing is I think it's kind of cool because every other story almost would call him the chosen one or
Yeah,
the prophet.
it's cool that he made his own
It's cool,
thing.
but it's
The
so
world,
difficult.
the
It's so
world is
difficult to get
so
into.
cool.
Oh,
Like everything in it is so cool, but it is not like a normal story
no.
that you can just hop in. It is a huge learning curve.
It reminded me kind of when I was reading the Silmarillion. Like once you kind of understand the terms.
It's not as bad as a Silmarillion, I think.
I thought it was worse than the Silmarillion.
I don't
It was
think-
easier for me to get
but
into the Silmarillion.
But I think that one's more bland than Dune.
It does read for more like a religious text.
Yeah,
But
like
I almost prefer that. I think maybe that's because it's like the stories are almost shorter in that way, where it's
They-
like, okay,
yeah.
I can hear,
You're not
uh,
trying to follow for 800 pages what's going on.
right. Like I just saw,
Everything's like contained.
yeah, Melkor taking the light of the tree of,
Mm-hmm.
the Valar.
I mean, yeah, I don't like blame you for having this view on Dune because even when I started reading it, I was like, whew. But I felt huge accomplishment when I finished.
Oh, dude, I would feel like I can conquer the world if I finished Dune. I tried it 3 times and I barely made a dent in that book, man. But I was so interested in it and I couldn't get into it. And then the movie came out. I'm like, oh, this looks like a great adaptation. I'll just hear the story through this movie. And I couldn't get into the movie either. And I know objectively it's a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't hit
And
any.
it looks great.
It doesn't hit anything for me.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because the director's Denis Villeneuve.
Yes.
It's French, and I failed French in high school, so I can't say it correctly. But he did Blade Runner 2048,
Yeah.
which
2049.
what? Oh my God, what is with my brain?
I don't know. Subtracted 1.
That's weird. Which was a fine movie. I'm a big Blade Runner fan. That one was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it the first time I saw it, but it grew on me the
Okay.
more I see it. And then he also did Arrival, which I love.
Still haven't seen that.
Dude, highly recommend Arrival. It's
That's the one with what's her face?
Amy Adams,
Yes,
And
and
Jeremy Renner.
yes.
You got to get better at remembering
know.
people's names.
I
for this.
remember them when I'm not on mic and camera.
Really?
I swear, like I can think of their names right away.
I swear, guys. I swear.
I swear.
And then, yeah, so that's really just Thor. Can't believe it. Thor's already coming out like July 8th. Thor 3.
Oh, do you want to talk about movies that are like coming up?
Well, yeah, because okay, so Elvis just came out. Lightyear's in theaters. What else is in theaters right now? Jurassic World Dominion. Hey, you saw Jurassic World Dominion.
I did see Jurassic World Dominion.
How many times?
Twice.
Not now.
Opening night and then
Did you
Father's Day.
want to see it again, or was it more like, hey, I'm with people who want to see it?
The second time was because my father wanted to see it on Father's Day,
So
so I
if it
couldn't
was-
say no.
And if it was up to you, would you say no?
No,
Oh,
I'd go see it again.
oh, okay.
I had fun with it. I thought
Really?
it was a fun movie. Like I don't think it's like anything award winning.
Right.
Um,
Did you like it more than the other Jurassic Worlds?
definitely the second one.
I like the second one better than the first.
I like the first one more than the second one, but in this one, the third one, they bring the old and the new back, and I really love that. And
Yeah.
it felt like usually in a movie when they do, they're bringing the old back, and then there's the new. One side suffers, and one side seems forced. And in this movie, I really feel like they did it in a way where the old and new blended very nicely, and it did not seem forced at all.
Was there a standout performance when you saw the movie?
No,
Really?
I wouldn't say there's like a standout performance. I just think everybody did their job really well.
Did you have a personal favorite?
No.
Oh wow. Well, that's kind of a shame. I thought it was going to be like
I mean, Chris Pratt did a great job.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, I don't know if I like her character in the other two movies
Well,
either.
I don't understand.
But I
like,
didn't think I thought in the other two movies she was kind of annoying, but in this one I didn't find her I found her annoying in the beginning of the movie, but by the end she wasn't that annoying.
Well, the thing is like her character is like, I understand why she's in the first Jurassic World. She's the park runner. She has to be.
Mhm.
I can't remember what purpose she played in the sequel.
She, if I'm remembering correctly, because I didn't watch that movie more than once and I only watched a recap before this new movie, was that because Jurassic World the volcano was gonna explode on it.
Right.
So they had a huge hearing in the Senate to decide whether to let the dinosaurs die or not.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Yes.
They voted yes to just like not interfere because Jeff Goldblum's like let them die. And then her character was like,
Is she working for a non-profit dinosaur rights?
Yeah, she like started this to like, oh, that's not right. We should go save them. So she recruited Chris Pratt's character.
Right.
And
The
two other
entire
people
movie
from
was
Jurassic
about
World.
going to an island to save dinosaurs.
To the Islar Nubar, the island where the dinosaurs are on, to get them off.
Okay.
But then when they're there, the mercenaries come to take because then they introduce in the second one this Lockwood character.
Who's like, wasn't he like
He
partners?
was partners with Hammond.
Yes.
Where the clone girl comes from, which I totally forgot about her. So they start out the new movie with her.
There's a giant gap in the movie for me where it's like they go to the island to save the dinosaurs.
Yes,
and then
they go to the
mansion
mansion.
Where dinosaurs
Which I think
attack
that's all
them.
there is.
They
go from the island to the mansion.
So I'm trying to connect the two, and I can't for the life of me right now. So out of 10, what would you give Dominion?
6 or 7.
Okay.
Just fun movie.
Now,
you can sit through it and be entertained the whole time. The one thing I will say is I think the dinosaurs suffered. I think for the first time they cared more about the story they were telling than showing off the dinosaurs.
That's kind of interesting.
Because I think like in the first 3 the Jurassic Park series, other than the next 2, like the first one did a good job of telling the story but also showing off the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, I love the first one. The first one's great.
Great. And it's Steven Spielberg. It's just great.
It's a well-made movie.
Yeah. Then the next 2, I think like the big thing was like just show off dinosaurs.
I can barely remember Jurassic Parks 2 and 3.
2 was with like Jeff Goldblum went back to the island because
that's like the breeding ground island, right?
Because there was another island.
Yeah.
The first failed island where they just left a bunch of dinosaurs on. And that's the thing for 2 and 3 was, and then in 2, Hammond was like, hey, I think he asked him like, what should we do? Like to get his help to figure out what to do with the dinosaurs on that island. Like, do we kill them or I think he wants to save them. And make sure they just stay on the island. So he goes, and then just dinosaurs. I don't remember what happens after that.
Vince Vaughn's
just like
in
in the second one, in the second Jurassic World,
yeah,
someone that was working for Hammond wanted to take the dinosaurs and sell them.
Of course.
And they were gonna have a zoo in California, I think.
Oh my God.
So they bring a T-Rex back to California,
yes,
and it gets loose.
Yes, because the only line I remember from the movie is there's a really cheap Godzilla joke where there's like 4 Japanese businessmen running away saying, I left Tokyo because of this.
Yes.
And so that's the only thing I remember of the movie.
That's how that second one ended. And then the third one was Grant.
Yeah, he went back to
his
the
character,
island. And
he got tricked to going back to that island that Jeff Goldblum went back because the government declared it a sanctuary.
And there's a velociraptor that he has in a fever dream on the plane that looks at him and goes, Alan.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that,
Yeah,
but it's hilarious. And all I remember is pterodactyls made an appearance in that movie. I don't think I could have seen the movie. I barely remember it.
Yeah, and so like the next 2 after the first Jurassic Park were just about the dinosaurs. Jurassic World was just about showing off the dinosaurs because now they genetically modified a dinosaur to be better.
Yeah,
just a cool dinosaur. It was
seeing
a cool dinosaur.
Seeing a real dinosaur wasn't that interesting.
Yeah,
you had to make one up.
They literally, just like how Force Awakens copied New Hope,
yeah.
Jurassic World just copied Jurassic Park.
Just on a bigger scale.
Where they were on the same island.
Yep.
And the same thing went wrong.
Things went wrong.
Yeah.
It was
fun movie.
Fine,
yeah,
it
was fun.
I remember the kids were kind of annoying in the first one for me. The Jurassic World. Jurassic
Oh,
Park, the
yeah.
kids are great, but the kids in the
Yeah.
Jurassic World. So I'm glad. I think that's what I liked about Jurassic World 2 was it was really sparing on the amount of kids. And the kid that
And
was
people.
in it.
I think they didn't really. I mean,
Well,
I
yeah.
don't remember it that much, but I don't think the story mattered that much. I
I know
think they
that,
were just
yeah.
trying to show off
But
dinosaurs.
it entertained me more
Yeah.
than the first one.
So then in this new one, I think they focus on people way more. And they don't show it in the trailers at all, but there's like a connecting point for everyone to get there.
Now, I have a question. Did they bring back Jeff Goldblum's kid? Because I remember in the
No.
second.
No.
Oh,
It's
they
just-
brought back everyone else.
No, they brought back the three main, Jeff Goldblum, and then the two other whose actors I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's
Um,
Jurassic World. Unless you have more things to say about Jurassic World.
No, other than just it's good. If you haven't seen it, it's not like you're wasting your money if you go see it.
Right.
It's fun. Just because I didn't remember the second Jurassic World, I forgot that the clone kid was in it. But the first 5 minutes is just an exposition dump.
For real.
It's just like they use a news reporter, like a BuzzFeed like independent reporter that just gives you like a recap from the first one all the way to the new one.
Wow. Well, the thing is, that's like a little. I remember at the end of the Jurassic World 2, there was like surfers, and there was a megalodon coming up on the wave they were surfing.
Yes.
So I was wondering, I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting
Well,
what the
and
third one's going to be about.
Didn't that eat? The megalodon like ate the dinosaur in the first
The
Jurassic World.
Dominus Rex, yeah.
Yeah.
And but like I thought they were almost setting it up for the third one to be like a war between dinosaurs and humans. Are we coexisting in this movie?
That's a spoiler.
Okay, well, if you don't want to talk
Yeah.
about spoilers, we can keep it spoiler
But well,
free.
that's how they ended too. The question was, because Jeff Goldblum was like, now we have to coexist. So that's kind
Right.
of the battle going on. There's not like a full-on dinosaurs versus human
Okay.
battle.
Then okay, good. No spoiler question I'm having right now is:
But like dinosaurs are in the normal world now.
Yeah.
They're on the mainlands.
did Jurassic World Dominion set up for any further Jurassic World? So it could be the end of the franchise for a while.
I think so.
All right.
I mean,
well, that's a
I'm-
win in my book.
I
I'm not
mean,
like anti Jurassic World. It's
they
just
didn't like set up anything like to just go into another I don't think there'll be like a new Jurassic World.
right.
I don't think the franchise is dead,
Hmm.
but it might be a couple.
At least it's on ice. It just felt like it's always a weird franchise to me. So
Yeah, I think they did their trilogy, and I think it's on ice because they wrapped up everything that they did in the movie and previous movies pretty well.
all right, that's good news.
Yeah, but I never in the theater watching it was like, can we get moving? No.
So it did a job as a summer entertaining movie.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
like
that's
you
good.
can sit down and watch it
nice.
and be
Fairly
entertained the entire time. Like there were no bad like performances or anything. I think all the old actors did great. Jeff Goldblum did great. I loved him. And it didn't take away from the story at all.
Was
just
the action
forcing
good? Because I see in the trailer he was like on a motorbike down Italy or something like that, and the Velociraptor
Yeah.
was on his tail.
That scene was like the only like really like
Action scene.
chaotic, crazy action. Everything else was kind of like Jurassic Park type
Mhm.
action, like small and contained.
Right.
That scene was crazy. That scene's crazy. It's fun.
I will check it out when it's streamable. I don't know if I would, I don't have a collection. I don't think I own any of the Jurassic Parks.
I
So.
own every one but the second Jurassic World.
Wow.
Get on my level.
All right, so we'll move on to new releases or things coming out soon, and then we can wrap this up. I think. Because all I know that's coming out is Thor 3 on July 8th.
Thor 4.
Oh my God.
It's 4.
I keep calling
you
it the
can't forget
third.
about Dark World, bro.
I never forget about Dark World. I like Dark World. I guess I subconsciously suppress Ragnarok.
I don't get why you don't like
Dude, I
Ragnarok.
don't know why, but like this this entire podcast I've been saying like the most unpopular opinions on Marvel movies. Like I like
Yeah.
Dark World. So people are,
That-
if people see this and like, well, Will just doesn't like Marvel movies. I like Marvel movies. I like Ant-Man. I told you I
You
like
the ones
Ant-Man.
everybody finds boring.
Apparently, I like Ant-Man.
You just boring.
But yeah, no. So I like Thor 2. It's Thor 3. So are you going to see Thor 4?
Yeah, I have tickets already.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, maybe you'll hear about that on this podcast because I'm not going to see it for a while.
Well, there's not that many movies coming out that's worth talking about, I think.
Okay, what do you see on the list? Well, I don't
Um,
want to see like I'm not going to talk about like what's that one called, like Phone or something?
Oh, that's out.
What's it called?
The Black Phone?
Black Phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't do
I don't
those.
even know
Like,
what. No, I'm just going to
If there's
say that's coming out July 1st and July 8th.
Okay.
I mean, Thor is really the only, like, one I'm going to go see, I
of
think.
note. Yeah, okay.
Of note. But a surprise one, I would say would be coming out July 1st. Minions, The Rise of Gru.
Oh my god.
Never seen Despicable Me or another Minions movie. I might go see this one.
Why?
Their ad campaigns are hilarious.
Oh
Have
my
you
gosh.
seen them do the Office opening?
No.
Oh, we will watch it after this podcast. But an official like trailer for Minions is they redid the Office opening with Minions.
Can you put it on the screen on mute and we can like put it as a react?
I mean, we could.
Well, I just see it on mute. I don't want to get copy. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I can't believe that you're saying that you might see Minions Rise of Gru.
And like the trailer I saw in like theaters when I was watching Jurassic World, hilarious. I giggled.
I am shocked right now.
And I was surprised too because they used the song "Sabotage."
Oh, wait, yeah,
By
Beastie
Beastie
Boys?
Boys.
Oh, great song.
I was
I can't
is
believe
this a
this.
Minions movie? Hold on, there's a little remote somewhere to mute the TV. Or
Oh.
actually, just open up that cabinet and press the power button on that Logitech for my fancy surround sound.
Right there?
Yeah, and then we won't have sound. But the ad campaign alone for Minions has made me want to go watch it. And I know it's a kids movie,
I'm amazed.
but
Shout out Illumination and the marketing department that
and
they're
they
getting.
had a funny like Jurassic World thing that they show you after the trailers are done. So you see the Minions trailer. The movie's about to start. They do a Minions thing before Jurassic World.
This is incredible. I'll just put it out there right now. My favorite Minions movie is probably Minions. I don't like the Despicable Me movies too much.
Okay.
And the Minions movie, I can't believe I remember this. I think it's set in the 60s in London. And if you want to appeal to me, just set something in the 60s in London. And so they know what they were doing.
Yeah. So like I saw this
Oh
on
my God, the chili.
I saw
It's-
this on TikTok. Just think of the music playing right now.
Oh my gosh.
I saw this on TikTok and I thought someone did this, but it's actually them.
This is incredible. Oh, right, because Steve Carell is
Yeah.
Gru. This is incredible. The chili.
That got me.
Oh,
that
gosh,
got
wow. The CPR, that's hilarious. That is
But that's
incredible.
official. I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow. Like, 'cause I just saw that and I was like, oh, I mean, we can just watch the trailer.
I mean,
This
if you
is a
wanna put it
trailer
on
I
the
saw.
back- This is incredible. That
So,
office thing
and
almost sold me.
Sabotage is just playing. I mean, I get you
They're
really
just
don't
on-
get the feel from
Right, they're just on the
No sound, but-
airplane.
yeah.
This is. See. I don't even know what the story. Oh, it's the origin story, right? Gru as a kid.
Yeah, it's not the Minions origin story because I think that's what Minions was for,
Yeah,
right?
which
I mean,
yeah,
I haven't seen anything.
Minions was good. I can't believe I'm saying that. I don't
But-
want to be
Like
okay.
this,
I've
she's going to this minion is going around offering people peanuts on a plane, and when someone's like, "Yeah, I'll take some peanuts," she and reaches for the bag. They're like, and gives them one peanut. So Sabotage is playing right now, just going full force Sabotage.
I can't believe
I'm just
this.
laughing in the theater
This is insanity.
It looks entertaining, and I think I'll go see it.
It does seem entertaining, but like, okay, I've only seen like every Despicable Me movie once, including the Minions. So I'm not gonna go on like record saying they're good movies or anything because I don't want to say like Minions is good and just watch it and be like, what was I thinking? I'm putting that on the internet. But this just looks almost like a fever dream. But the Minions, look,
look at that. That's hilarious.
I will say that the character design for the Minions, I mean, it's perfect. And that's why they're so
I wish I was
popular.
a kid right now.
I mean, yeah, if I was a kid, this would be hilarious.
I'd have everything Minions.
Yeah. This is insanity. And that's coming out
I
July
just love it
1st?
because he's celebrating, and they're like, no, not
I can't believe... Wow. The Office thing was great. Thank you for sharing. That was awesome.
And, like, you should watch it with sound because it just makes it better. But this is a surprise for me. I think I might go see this.
Wow.
Because Thor, obviously, gonna crush it. Gonna go see it.
Is it though?
It's gonna crush it.
Did Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness
But hold on, but
crush
like,
it? Was that...
it did well, but like I think this because of Ragnarok. I don't think because I think Doctor Strange scares some casual people,
Really?
like especially like
Kids?
No, not kids, just like casual viewers, like mom, pa's.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like,
okay, I see what you mean.
Like, I don't
People
need to
who
go
are-
see this.
Yeah, people who are like, let's go see a movie, what's playing?
Yeah, and someone
Okay.
says, let's go watch Doctor Strange. And mom and pa's going to be like,
It was a bit intense.
do we have to? I'm not going to get what's going on. But I think Thor, just because I think after Dark World and when they went the comedic route, I think anyone can just go see it.
It's because of the comedic route is why I'm probably not going to see it.
I think Thor needed the comedic route.
Dude,
Thor was so boring before that.
It's exhausting for me. The comedy in Thor movies
All right,
are
you're just not a funny guy. We get it.
Whoa! You're really gonna put that out there? There's something about it that doesn't do it for me. But tell me, you report back. You see it and report back.
I will.
I know my boy Russell Crowe's in there. I'm a big fan of Russell Crowe, and I saw him in the trailer.
Yeah, I've seen only the teaser trailer.
Really?
I have not seen like the release trailer or anything.
Well, maybe that's why I also don't want to see it because I've seen the trailers. So I'm like, I've seen the trailers, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this.
I've
movie.
just given up watching Marvel trailers because I'm like, I don't want to see
Oh, really?
like because I know I'm gonna go see it.
That's the thing.
So like I don't want to be. I just want to go in and be like, ooh, this is a surprise.
I think that was with me in Phase 3. Like in Phase 3, I'm like, look, I know I'm going to see this movie, so what's the point of even watching the trailer?
Yeah.
Like it just didn't make sense. So other than Rise of Gru and Thor 4, anything else coming out?
Not in the next week or two.
All right, so those are the big two.
But what I actually want to end on, a little surprise for you.
I like this.
I want to discuss why you won't go see a movie in the movie theater.
It's just so not worth it.
This is how we will end because
I don't like. Well, first of all, a big thing that I like pausing movies. I like watching it in little parts. Usually, I watch movies in two parts. I watched the new Doctor Strange movie in like one half of the
when
movie.
it came to Disney Plus, like 2 months later.
Right. I watched the first half, and then like a day later, I just finished the movie.
A day later?
Yeah.
You can't sit down for 2 hours and watch a movie? Because the Doctor Strange movie wasn't that long.
It wasn't very long.
It was
but
2 hours.
It wasn't
Under
like
2 hours.
It wasn't that great to me. Like I wasn't
okay,
like.
yeah, I get that. But
I wasn't.
just sit down and watch it.
I mean, even look, because I'll say this. I saw the Batman in theaters, and I loved it.
See, that's the point I want you to understand from my point of view. There are certain films, A, for spoiler reasons,
Okay,
and B, just because that's how you should see the movie.
Spoilers
first.
don't bother me that much. You could literally spoil probably any movie for me, and I'm fine with it.
But like, there's got to be some excitement of seeing something and not knowing it.
Nah, with me, it's like if a movie is well made, I could know a spoiler, and it'll still be like, yeah, that was good.
I mean, yeah, you can be like, yeah, that's good, but like, you don't want to have that experience of being like, oh my god.
I'm trying to think if I ever had the what? That's probably I can't even remember.
What movie did I just go see? And
Was there any big twists in movies recently?
I saw something in the theater, and I was like, I can't believe they're doing. Oh, it was in Doctor Strange. I didn't. Spoilers for Doctor Strange. I didn't think they would do John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, even if it's only for the multiverse bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't think they were gonna do it. So when that came out, I was like, whoa.
But okay, this is a perfect way.
And I like seeing that.
It's a bit of a
and being
Marvel.
surprised.
It was a bit of a Marvel heavy podcast, so I could say this: I really dislike seeing Marvel movies in theaters because of how the crowds are.
You don't like seeing Marvel.
Yes. When I see a movie, I literally try to be like, okay, when are people least likely to see movies? I see movies. I think I saw Top Gun Maverick and I saw Batman, and I swear they were both 11 p.m. showtimes because I'm like, I want the least amount of
You
people.
can't even do that with Marvel. If you go to Marvel at 11
gosh.
p.m. in the opening weekend, it's still filled.
Marvel, I really dislike seeing Marvel movies in theaters.
It can ruin the experience sometimes.
Any crowd. I saw Uncharted in the theater. Okay, and then there was this guy.
There was a crowd in Uncharted that made you.
It was surprisingly more than I expected. And then there was this guy who had a beeping watch in it, and it was just driving me up the wall. It was going crazy.
At least it was for a movie like Uncharted.
Yeah, but still, it's like every time, movie theaters aren't cheap. Those tickets are pretty pricey.
They are no longer cheap.
So when you go see a movie, I'm like, okay, there better not be any problems here.
But I'm just saying, in our local area, I know our theater has $5 movie Tuesdays.
I'm not seeing anything on Movie Tuesdays.
Why?
Because there's so much crowd on Movie Tuesdays.
Yeah, but most people are respectful and don't talk during the movie.
I don't know about that, Jacob.
I've had nothing but good screenings lately.
You don't even understand.
Even Jurassic World on opening night, I had nothing but a great screening. I get the Marvel crowd you're worried about because it is very annoying to... Like, when I went to go watch Endgame, I wanted to stand up so many times and just say, shut up.
Okay, good.
For a second.
I thought you were going to say, and cheer. And I'm like,
no,
Jacob,
not
I
cheer.
didn't know you were that kind of guy.
I don't mind people cheering. Like, especially in a Marvel film. I don't mind people cheering as long as it's in the right moment and everybody's into it. There would be moments watching Endgame, like when Captain Marvel came out of outer space and took out the spaceship. Mm-hmm. One dude cheered. Like, I mean, there were a bunch of people like, woo.
When they all came through the portals and stuff. And that's when mine cheered.
Well, yeah.
On your left thing. But though you see it online, like there's literally videos where it's like
become
crowds
a thing.
Going nuts.
I feel like it became a thing with Endgame and Infinity War, the crowd reaction videos.
And even
so
No
now
Way
everyone's
Home.
doing it.
And it bothered me.
Like
No Way
that,
Home.
I think Endgame like started it because I never remember watching.
Yeah,
maybe
fair
with
point.
like Force Awakens.
No,
like when the
right.
opening, but like it was only when the opening credits came in. That's just because everyone was so excited
Turn
to see
the flash off.
Yeah, because everyone was so excited to see the Star Wars thing again. I feel like Endgame was the first one where people were like,
yeah, no, I think I agree with you on that one.
So now it's normalized. So I get why you hate to go see a Marvel film in the theater. Yeah, I get that.
That was terrible.
Like, any other movie is fine. Like, you might get unlucky and get like a piece of shit person. Like luckily it was my second viewing of the Batman movie, but some dude walked in with his mom and they were just on their phones the entire time, next to me.
Oh, phones are so much.
So like there's gonna be that no matter what you do.
That's the thing, though. I'd rather just stay at home and watch a movie.
But you have to wait.
I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. But I will say this.
Guess what, buddy?
I did think
we're doing a podcast now,
I know.
Now you can't wait. So now you're gonna have to come with me.
If I
to
see
go watch
Thor
some
4,
movies.
if I have to see Thor 4 in a theater,
I'll
because
go
of
with
this
you,
podcast.
buddy. I'll go with you, buddy. We'll go on a $5 Tuesday.
I will say this is that the Batman. Okay, I am glad I saw that in theaters because I have it digitally. I watch it, and when I see it on the television, I'm like, I'm not seeing like all the grain that I saw in the movie theater. All the real good quality.
You want to know what it is too?
Oh, no.
You don't buy physical media either. You only buy streaming media.
Yeah, but it's
streaming movies is not as good as just having the physical Blu-ray.
No.
And having a good DVD player with a good television.
When I press play on the TV, it says Dolby Vision in the right little corner.
I don't care what it tells you. A physical copy is going to look better than streaming because guess what? It's not streaming.
Agree to disagree on that one.
We can watch scientific videos of why Blu-rays are significantly better than 4K streaming. A
but here's the
4K
thing.
Blu-ray is better than a 4K streaming
But
service.
4K streaming is considerably cheaper than 4K discs. By a lot.
Hold on, like outright buying it?
What do you mean?
Like if you buy a 4K
I've never seen like
movie.
even when 4K movies
Hold on.
discs, yeah.
When you buy a 4K movie on like Amazon or something.
Yeah.
Like Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it?
Well, this is the thing. List price, retail price, it's like $19.99,
Yeah.
maybe like $15.99.
To buy it.
Yeah.
Not just to rent
Now,
it.
but I'm a bargain. Now I'm good with
So you wait for the
deals.
sales.
Oh, there's sales, and the
Okay,
sales.
so
are
you
just...
wait for sales on physical media.
So I got Alien on 4K for $4.99. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool. But it's not as good as my Alien Blu-ray that's older than your probably streaming 4K thing. I'm just saying.
Look, I just
Your
like
view on movie theaters is only justified with Marvel.
no.
It
Like,
is?
oh, dude, I saw Knives Out one time. I saw The Revenant with a mutual friend of ours, and a few rows down, someone got this chili dog that you could smell from the front row.
You just gotta ignore it.
People are inconsiderate in the movie theater,
Oh
man.
my gosh, but it's not that bad. You gotta be like me and just turn everything else off.
No, because what you're watching a movie, you're absorbed, and I know where a glow from a phone hits the corner of your eye.
I got really good at ignoring it.
Dude, it's insane. I can't do it.
Well, you're gonna have to. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to.
And it's such a production going to the movie theater, finding your seat. I'm just joking. And the
Not
concessions.
so much anymore because I remember when we were like in high school, our local theater didn't have assigned seating for every seat.
Yeah.
So it was a fight to get to the good seats.
It was a free for all.
But now everything's just assigned
You
seating.
know, it's not that much of a hassle. It's just
not,
like
and now you can order concessions now. If you want to spend the money, you can literally have it ordered before you go now and just pick it up.
it's just
And you don't have to wait in line.
it's really
Or have it delivered
I would
to
say
you.
the number one reason I don't like going to the movie theater is because of the crowds, is because of the other people. Like you just don't know what you're going to get into.
I know, Will. I understand that part. You just got to learn to look past it.
No, because you could literally watch.
But there's
you could
so many
wa-
distractions at home, too.
No,
Your
no.
phone. Oh, you're telling me you don't go on your phone
maybe
at all?
maybe it's
Hold
check
on.
the time. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
you're telling me you don't go on your phone at all while you're watching a movie at your house? Because I know in the theater you damn well aren't pulling out
No,
your
I'm
phone.
not. Never,
Yeah,
never.
exactly. So you're more focused on the movie.
Yeah, but here's another
Doorbell
thing.
rings. Ding dong. What are you doing? Pausing the movie? That's annoying.
But here's
Can
another.
interrupt the flow.
Oh, but what about this? You go see a movie. You don't know if it's good or not, right?
Uh-huh.
What if it's a terrible movie? Are you gonna walk out of the theater?
I've only walked out once.
What movie have you walked
And it
out
wasn't
of?
by choice.
Wait, what? What do you mean it wasn't
Suicide
one?
Squad movie where we got forced out
Oh,
because
the
of the storm.
blackout. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only time you walked out of a movie?
Yeah, because I spent my money, so I want to see the end of the damn movie.
There is only one movie that I was completely comfortable walking out of, and that was Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know why that sticks out in my head, but
I've never think of movies. I always want to give a movie a benefit of the doubt
But
and being like, maybe the next scene will be better.
here's the thing. If you just wait for it and wait for it at home, if it's a bad movie, you can just stop watching it.
I know. That's why I haven't seen Morbius.
And see, that's the thing.
I'm not saying go see every movie in theaters,
Right.
but there are some movies you have to go see.
Like what?
Like Top Gun.
No,
I think
disagree.
you would have to see.
If
Okay,
anything,
not
I think
Top
I
Gun.
would.
Definitely Batman. The new Batman
the
movie.
Batman movie I liked in theaters.
The new Avatar movie coming out. You
I'm not
have to
saying
go
it.
see.
Okay.
You have to go see it in theaters.
For this podcast, I'll see
Well,
it in
not just
theaters.
for this podcast, just because that's how James Cameron's filming it for, is the theaters. IMAX specifically. I think any movie with IMAX you have to go see in the
I
IMAX,
actually think that's kind of like, I don't understand that argument when people are like, oh no, they're filming it for the movie theater. You have to see it in the movie theater.
Any
I
Quentin
know-
Tarantino movie you have to go see in the theater.
I've never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie in theaters.
Dude, seeing Hateful Eight in theaters.
I'm jealous. I know.
Oh, that was great.
Someone told me about all the stuff that was
was
going on,
great.
and I didn't do it. That was the only time I
That
regret
was a
it.
movie where, like, not knowing anything about it going into it, amazing.
I like Hateful Eight. That's a good movie.
It was a good. Not much rewatchability.
It is a tough one to rewatch.
But the first time you watch it, amazing.
It's great. But it's just with movie theaters, it's just look, like I don't understand when they say, "Oh, well they made them to look for an IMAX screen." Cuz I know like Chris Nolan was a big like he's a
with,
big
like,
guy
The
with
Dark Knight
it's
and
only
all the new
it needs
movies
to be
now.
released in theaters. No, it doesn't. Okay? It can be released on television.
No, it can, but their vision is for on a big screen.
Well, I think don't you think they should actually be more focused on home theater experiences?
No.
Because that's if you're looking at the amount of times you're going to watch the movie,
No.
you're going to watch the movie a lot more at home than you are
yeah,
at
you're
the
gonna
theater.
watch it a lot more than at the theater, but the theater is where it's gonna look the best.
Well, because you're on a giant screen,
Yeah.
and you have a Dolby Atmos, you know.
Yes, that's the
things that-
appeal of going to the theater. You don't like. There are gonna be people that have 90-inch screen TVs at their house, have the surround sound in their home. Like I have a decent setup with this 70-inch and this Logitech surround sound system. It's good, but it is not the same as going into the theater and just be the experience
This is the closest
to
thing
watch the movie.
I have to a Uno reverse card for this. Okay, movies are getting longer now. They are almost always 2.5 hours long. Spider-Man: No Way From Home
I would
was like
think all
2
the
hours
action
40 minutes.
films, yes, but any of like the story-driven films.
What story? We don't have story-driven films anymore.
What do you mean?
But there's-
Knives Out. Knives Out wasn't 2.5
Okay,
hours.
Knives Out. That was a good one.
Just
that was a
that
good
was
pull.
one
That
you
was a good
brought up.
pull. That was a good pull. I like Knives Out. I didn't have a great movie theater experience with that one. That was weird. I was like with other people, and another person brought a blanket with them, and that's another thing.
Hold on. Nothing's wrong with bringing a blanket.
Oh, Jacob. Did you really just say that?
What's wrong with bringing a blanket?
Dude, it's a movie theater. If you're in the public space, you're going to bring a blanket?
It's not like you're sitting next to a stranger.
Why are you bringing a blanket to a
I
movie
don't.
theater?
My girlfriend does.
Why?
Because she gets cold.
Bring a jacket.
Hold on. But like that, why does that take you out of the movie theater?
Because I'm
experience?
sitting. Okay,
You're not sitting directly right next to
I will
him.
tell you why. Because it used to be stadium seating, right?
It used to
just
be.
And I love. Now they got dream lounges. I like dream lounges. Okay. Now I'm reclining. Everyone's around me is just basically lying down.
Yes.
And then if someone's next to me, 5 feet, even 3 feet away from me, and they're in a blanket reclined, and I'm reclined too, that's weird. That feels strange to me.
You're not right next to them. Even like, because in our theater, it's like a couch. Like the
Right.
couch I'm sitting in right now, but with an armrest for both people. But then there's another armrest, and then their armrest. So you're separated 3 feet.
Yes, but that's not enough.
It is enough.
It's
Why
like
are
that
you
joke.
focused on that?
It's like the
that
joke-
shouldn't be what you're focused on.
It's a
It's not even like it doesn't illuminate the theater. If it was like a glowy blanket, maybe.
Oh,
It's
God.
just a blanket.
I can't be next
What
to
is
someone who's
different-
covered up in a blanket in a
What do
public
you mean?
space.
Why?
We're watching a movie, like you said. Why are you bringing a
Yeah.
blanket?
What are you doing at home when you watch a movie? It's cold out.
It's my
It's
own
cold in your
home.
basement.
It's no
You
problem.
cuddle up in a blanket.
If I put a blanket on
What
at
is wrong with
home-
someone bringing in a blanket?
because Jacob, you're in
They're not
a movie.
I mean, for the most part, I think most people aren't undressing under that blanket.
No. I don't care about that. It's the fact that you're in a blanket in a movie theater.
Why does that make you uncomfortable?
It does make me. It's just. It almost makes me irritated. I'm like,
Why?
Why
Because
did
they're
you bring
being
a blanket?
comfy.
No.
What if they had a jacket that they
Jacob,
took
Jacob,
off
Jake.
and then put on their legs?
Okay, what if you're on a plane and someone kicks their shoes off? Is that kind of weird?
They're not kicking. I hate people that kick their shoes off in theaters. That's different.
Wait. How is that different?
What do you mean?
You're just getting comfortable. You're taking your shoes off.
Having a blanket is different than taking your shoes
I
off.
know. It's all about them saying, hey, you know what's really important right now? My comfort. Okay? Making sure
Okay,
I'm
but
comfortable.
it's not impeding on you at all.
Well, how is the feet? How is.
Because the smell. People have smelly feet.
What? And blankets
Including
don't have
myself.
odor?
What?
Blankets don't have odor attached? I'm not going to make that point. I don't care about
I
the smell.
just don't get why that's stopping
It's
you.
just weird
Just
to me.
don't. Okay, it can be weird to you. I go out in public and see people doing weird things all the time. It's
Yes, but
public.
we're in a movie theater.
It's public.
Are you bringing a blanket, man?
Will, you are going to lose this argument
No,
to everyone.
I don't
no
understand.
one minds the blankets.
Wait, I don't understand. Like, why are you bringing a blanket to a movie theater?
Because it's cold in the theater.
Wear pants. I don't understand. I've never once been in a movie theater being like, I wish I had a blanket. Wear a jacket.
Okay, you might not be because you're a warm person.
Wear a jacket.
A jacket doesn't cover the legs.
You can take the jacket off, put it over
So
your
then
legs.
what's different than that being a blanket?
You know why?
Why?
Because it is not.
You're going to lose on this
No,
hill.
because a blanket is all about. You only see blankets on couches and in beds. That's the
not
only
wrong.
time you see blankets.
That's wrong.
When else do you see a
plane.
blanket? What?
A plane?
People. Oh, okay. I've never been on a very
They
long
get
flight.
even offered blankets.
Now that's the thing. I can make a point. Now I would be
Why is
okay
that
with
different?
blankets. You know why?
Why?
Because we are in a movie theater for maybe 2-3 hours. Okay,
Uh-huh.
you can go 2-3 hours without a blanket. Okay, if you're going across, if you have a 16-hour
I
flight,
got offered it on a 3-hour flight.
you got really?
I'm pretty sure.
I would be amazed at that.
No, it was 5 hours.
See,
But
5
still,
hours.
You can last 5 hours without a blanket.
There's never been a 5-hour movie, has there?
There might be.
But
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
talking about. 2 hours. You need to bring a blanket.
Why
for
can't
2
someone be
hours.
comfortable?
You can be comfortable. I don't think your blanket require. You don't need.
Those are
a blanket
leather
to be-
chairs. They get cold.
Wait, I'm confused. Then dress accordingly. I don't understand. Like, why do you need to bring a blanket to the movie theater?
I just don't get why you're so hung up on this. I mean, I don't
Because
bring a blanket to
It
the theater.
distracts me. I'm like, what am I doing here? We're all half
Why does it
reclined. We're
distract
basically
you?
laying down.
You're not laying down with them. They're not right next to you.
They're
They're in
close
other
enough.
seats. They're close to you, but they're in other seats. They don't touch you in any way. In any way.
They're
they don't
close,
touch
Jacob.
you.
They're
They are
close.
not that close. And if you look forward, you do not see the person to your right. You do not see the person to your left. I know the theater you go to because that's the theater I go to. It's fine.
No, it's not. It's
It
weird.
is not that weird.
It's almost
Out of
weird.
all the weird things, I'd rather someone bring a blanket than take their shoes off.
If I'm being honest, it's almost weird enough being reclined next to a person
That
I
is
don't
not
know.
weird at all. How do you watch a movie at home?
That's what I'm talking
Reclined?
about. Yeah, but if I don't have somebody I don't
Why do
know
you want to
sit next
sit
to
like
me.
this in a theater? You want to be comfortable.
That's stadium seating. That's what
you
it
want
used
to be comfortable. Okay, that's what it used to
And
be.
that's- oh.
Now theaters are making it comfortable.
Checkmate. There's heated seats.
I know.
Okay, so
I know,
why
I
do you
wasn't
need
gonna
a
bring that
blanket?
point.
Why do you need a blanket? You got a
Because
heated
girls are girls and they'll bring blankets.
seat. Wait, no, you just can't say just cause. Neither of
Why
us.
do people do anything?
That's
Why?
what- that's
Then
what
we're going
this-
to end on this philosophical
This is
note.
where this debate has ended. Why do we do anything? Jacob, you don't need to bring a blanket to a movie theater. It's a movie
I just
theater.
don't get why you are getting so hung up on
because
this point.
it's
I
like-
I would get angry of
shouldn't-
why is someone on their phone? Why is someone talking on their phone? Why is someone I just don't get it. Do you hate when people eat?
No, well, it's a movie theater. You
They're
can't
close
sit-
to you.
Yeah, but it's
It's a
like,
movie
if
theater.
you
You
have
can't tell someone what
popcorn
to do.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Do they sell blankets at the concession stand just in case? Hey,
No,
if they're
but
a
do
little
they
cold,
stop people from bringing in blankets? It's not
they
like people
should.
But it's not like people are stopping people from bringing blankets in. It's
They
not
should.
a prohibited item.
Well, what are prohibited items in the movie theater? Nothing really.
Guns.
Okay, we're gonna bring that in. we're gonna have to edit that out. Anyway, we'll edit that out. But no, blankets are weird. When someone's covered in a blanket. No, that's what I'm saying. If you want a leg blanket, maybe I'd be okay with that. Your legs get cold.
All the blankets I see, it's not like people are like. I've never seen someone just like wrapped up. All I've seen is like them laying on in their legs.
Well, I beg to differ because when I saw Knives Out, this person was almost like
Okay,
fully.
that person can make you uncomfortable. I don't think you should lose sleep over someone bringing a blanket over.
Blankets shouldn't be in movie theaters. That should
Okay.
just be a blanket statement. Okay, it shouldn't be allowed. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't not make sense.
Just because it gets cold in a movie theater, you're gonna bring a blanket?
They're trying to be comfortable, Will, watching a movie.
I can't believe this.
Just like at home.
But it's not at home. If you want to be wrapped up in a blanket, watch a movie, stay at home. Do what I do. Don't go to the movie theater.
You're going to go to the movie theater, though. So maybe now you want a blanket.
Okay, fine. But if there's anyone with a blanket in the movies
You
that we
go
go
tell
see,
them and be like, ma'am.
you're making me uncomfortable.
Okay.
It's weird. It shouldn't be allowed.
I get some points of not wanting to go to a theater to see a movie.
It's
but
weird
to
enough
be
being.
like okay with never seeing a movie in a theater, that's weird.
I no. Well, is it worth the price of admission? That's the real question.
It is. I think lately now it's getting a little more tough because when we were in high school, what it was like $14
I
for
never.
like a big screen ticket.
Yeah,
It's like what
almost
18
20.
now.
I mean,
It's
it's getting up
18.
there, dude. It's just so that's the thing. It's like I can't.
We'll just go on $5 movie Tuesdays. No, but yeah, tickets are getting insanely expensive.
And it's not worth it in my opinion. Like I'm not gonna see Minions. I'm not gonna pay that money to see Minions
I
rise
might
up
go
through.
pay, but also not every movie costs the high cost.
Well, yeah, because you need the ultra screen, the super screen, and all that dumb. See, that's another thing.
Well,
What if,
I want to see like the movies I want to see on the ultra screen, or
Yeah.
bigger screen.
yeah,
But like Minions, I would go see on a small screen, like the smaller one.
at that point, just wait till it's out.
Why?
Like that's the only argument that I can have going to the movie theater is like, oh, you
But
got
if
to
it's
see this in
something
the
I want
ultra
to
screen.
see, I'll go see it in the theater. It's a fun experience.
What? I don't understand.
I'm so distracted at home. I love going into this dark room, not being able to go on my phone, and just focusing on the movie.
I mean, I guess.
Because even when I'm here watching a movie, down in this basement, lights off, can't see anything other than the screen, nothing's stopping me from going on my phone. And I go on my phone.
What about the other people? They talk. They do things.
No.
Kids go to the movie theater.
Okay, yeah, probably for Minions
Yeah,
too.
you're gonna have
But-
a lot of kids in that movie theater.
But you learn to focus all that out, especially in the movie theater.
It's
And in the theater, there are a couple of jackasses that will just whip out their phone full brightness.
yeah.
But most people that I see bring out their phone, it's always like to the side,
Yeah,
low
okay.
brightness, and they're trying to be discreet, but they can't stay off their phone for 2
Well,
hours.
I will have to say I do that sometimes. And the only reason, and this is a big part, the number one
Me,
reason,
when I'm in the theater, airplane mode.
really, that's incredible. Well, I could do airplane mode, but I would be lying if I say I don't look at my phone during the movie theater.
Oh, you're the worst.
What I do
Might
is
as well just bring a blanket.
I have my, oh, how dare you. I have a jacket, right? And I just do this.
Okay, see,
And you know
that's
what I
most
do?
of the time I see people doing their phones.
And
It's
this is what I
something
do.
discreet.
I take note of when the movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
I know the movie runtime because I looked it up before I went. And almost every time, without fail, there's a point in a movie where I'm in the movie theater where I'm like, are we almost done here? And then I have to look. And that's another thing, is it's almost like I don't even enjoy watching movies in movie theaters because I'm just like, okay, at a certain point, this just became an appointment where I'm like, now I have to be here. How much longer do I have to be here?
Okay.
And that's the thing, is
But
when
if
I'm
you just
at
go
home,
in and you're like, I'm here to see a movie.
it's not how I operate, Jacob. Like,
You need to operate like that.
I can't, because there's always a point in a movie where I'm like, this is wasting my time at a certain point. I feel like I'm just here because I have to be. I'm already invested this much time into it. I gotta see this out. I gotta ride this one out.
All right.
I can't tell you one movie. I love the Batman. I did that about 3 times in the Batman. And that was
You looked at your phone during the
Yes.
Batman?
yes, and I'm not shamed. That thing is 3 hours long. I gotta know what's going on. If I'm close to it ending, how much longer do I have to be here? Because I'm in the movie theater.
I mean, I'll have those thoughts too, but I'll just be like, I'm here.
But at home, if I hit that wall and I'm like, you know what, I'm not really enjoying this anymore. It's kind of dragging, or I hit a
See,
lull.
but that takes me more, because like when I want to be immersed in the movie.
Nah. See, I like it because if anything, you can press pause, you can do your own thing, and you can digest what you've been watching. You can really let it marinate and know what's going on.
But for I want a first impression, and then the second viewing or third viewing when I'm at home is for that, to pause, digest, continue.
Because it's fun. The first time you're watching it, you can pause it, and if you're doing your own thing,
See,
you're
the
like,
first time
oh,
I think you
wonder
watch
what's
a-
going to happen.
The first time I think you won't watch it. I think you just want to just watch it all, feel a certain way, and then the second time is when you can.
I don't like not knowing how I feel about a movie, so maybe that's why I like watching
You
it
need
this
to
way.
learn how to just watch the movie and then.
There's only one movie, and we won't get into it. We'll stop. There's one movie, this is a tease, that I still, to this day, do not know if I don't like it or I like it. And it is Lost in Translation with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Oh, Is he old in that movie?
Well, he's not young, but I wouldn't say he's
But
old.
like it came out recently.
No,
right?
no. It's like 2002, I believe.
Lost in.
It's a Lost in Translation. I don't know if I like that movie
Oh,
or
I'm
not.
thinking of the Bill Murray and Rashida Jones movie.
On the Rocks, which I haven't seen, but that's when they come back with Sofia Coppola as director. But no, that's the thing. That's the only movie, and we'll talk about it some other time. My only movie that I don't know if I like or not. But see, I don't like that thing. And in theaters, you're always just like, well, did I actually like that movie? And you can't
Okay,
think
yeah,
about
that's what
it.
the theater's for. You go experience it, and then you think about it after.
But I don't like that. Well, I should know how I feel at the end of the movie. When the credits roll, I should know I like that movie.
That's not,
I didn't
no,
like
that's
that
not how it
movie.
needs to be, Will.
That is how it should be.
No,
And that's another
agree
thing.
to disagree.
I had to think about
Because-
it's like Top Gun Maverick. When I saw
Uh-huh.
that movie, I'm like, well, that was kind of a slog to get through. I don't think I liked that movie. And then I left. I'm like, I didn't like that movie. And then for maybe 30 minutes, I'm like, well, it wasn't that bad, right? I kind of liked it. And I had to think about what I saw, and I had
That's
to
what I
try to
love.
remember.
I love watching the movie in the theater and then thinking about it for 4 hours after I watch it.
I don't mind thinking about the movie. I mind thinking about whether or not I liked it. I should know if
That's
I liked
an
the
inner
movie.
problem you gotta fix. That's something I can't help. That's something the theaters can't help.
I should know by the time the credits rolling. I'm either
That's
I
not
enjoyed that
true.
movie or I did not like
You
that
can
movie.
have like after the first viewing, you don't have to have your definitive answer. You can have a feeling, be like, I think I liked it, or I don't know about that. You can have that feeling after a first viewing. The definitive answer might not come for like 5 viewings.
I think every time you can say, hey, you know what? I just rewatched this movie. I think differently about it now. I don't mind that. But every time you watch a movie, at the end, you either go, I like that movie or I didn't like that movie.
All right, we're getting nowhere.
Because like another great example of that is Man of Steel. First time I saw that, I did not like that movie.
But it was so cool to see in the theaters.
Yeah, it didn't do much for me in the theaters.
You're crazy.
It just didn't do much for me.
You're crazy. I need to see action films in the theaters.
Oh, I almost prefer watching them at home.
I need to see it all.
Why?
Because
Why?
it's so much fun.
What do you mean fun? You get the equal
It's
amount
fun.
of fun at home.
It's fun. All right. We're going on too long about this. I thought it was going to be a quick thing.
I'm sorry if I disappointed you.
No, you didn't disappoint me. I was just trying to change your mind.
Jacob, this is I feel strongly about this. I do not like seeing things in theaters.
Understandable.
We'll cut this one up then. All right. We'll name this podcast a certain name.
To be determined, our name.
Yeah, and we will try to make it a series of just random thoughts or a weekly update, something like that along those lines. And that's
Maybe
about it.
bi-weekly for...
You can
a while.
always like and subscribe. I know I hate saying that, but it's like the only natural
Like,
way to end
comment
these
and
things.
subscribe.
Comment and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Smash it, please.
Take it out to a nice dinner. Okay?
All right.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.